Hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Revolutionary Theater Workshops October Melanated Monday. My name is Bianca, and I will be your MC for today. For this month's show, we have three insightful plays by BRTW's community members, along with a community conversation featuring a special guest. Before we jump into programming, I want to take some time to tell you about who you are and what we're doing this month, starting with our mission statement. BRTW exists to disrupt any and all oppressive systems that marginalize Black people using narrative and performance as a methodology to recenter Black people and experiences. With economic, social, educational, healthcare, housing, and political injustice facing our community, BRTW aims to tackle the issues that impact us while becoming a beacon for Black opportunity within the arts. Melanated Mondays are a monthly writing and performance salon highlighting a different theme at the intersection of Black justice and civic engagement. This month's theme is Black Futures. This month's show explores the way in which Black people can exist in the future and beyond the constraints of the present day. Today, we hold space for Black people to just exist. And with that, we will start with our programming. Our first piece is Hair Grease by myself. Younger sister / Anne will be played by Ceedee. Older sister will be played by Kara. Mother will be played by Kendra. And stage directions will be read by Fafa.
Lights up on the stage, bathed in somber blue light. Loving You by Arlie Riviere softly plays. A table with a chair, lighter, white candle, speaker, backpack, and small cushion for sitting is seen. Younger sister is on stage, hurriedly moving around the room and getting ready. Noticing the candle, younger sister slows, lights it with intention, and heads towards her backpack. As she does, older sister enters ceremoniously, staring at her sister. After a beat that lasts a little too long, the pair sit in their respective spots. Older sister, gently but firmly, raises younger sister's hand and places a jar of hair grease there. In tandem with this action, the lights crossfade to a warm, yellowy orange from a spotlight overhead. Older sister parts her hair, dips her hand in the grease, and places it within the part she's created. After a moment of comfortable silence, younger sister speaks.
I never got to ask you, but why'd you want to be a teacher?
Well, in high school, I had this science teacher named Miss Perez, and she was like no one I'd ever met before. She was one of the best teachers I've ever had, honestly, one of the best people at that school.
Girl, please stop dodging the question and answer me for real.
I'm getting there. She was different because you could tell teaching wasn't just her job. She was the kind of teacher that taught you how to carry yourself, how to make space. She didn't talk to you like you were beneath her. She didn't need fear to get respect. She was respected because she let us know her, because she took the time to know us. Honestly, she's why I decided to be a teacher.
Okay, so you wanted to be a teacher just like Miss Perez.
No, the world already had a Miss Perez. I wanted to leave my own legacy.
Well, then who did you want to be when you grew up?
I guess I wanted to be a mentor. There are so many kids who slip through the cracks just because people in their lives don't care. I can teach math all day and maybe they'll forget, but you never forget the one adult in your life that took the time to care about you, took the time to think of you as more than just a child.
You were a great teacher.
I sure hope so. Someone's got to keep up with your philosophical ass. How are you going to ask me all these deep questions, but you can't even grease your own scalp? Make it make sense.
Shut up. I just asked because, well, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm starting high school and you know how mom is. She's on my app. But about the future, and it's only gotten worse after you.
Who do you want to be?
I want to be. I want to be. I don't think I have the words for it yet. That's the problem. I know what I want to be. I just.
So, what do you want to be? Let's start there.
An artist that acts mainly, but also dances and sings. Those are tasks, though. Anyone can do them. It's more than that for me. I want to be the kind of artist you go home and think about, the kind of artist that scares you. I want to be
going to be.
I'm going to be like space, unknown. The kind of artist you only get when you've dug deep. So deep that all that's left is an authenticity that speaks beyond stages. I want my art to be interwoven in the way I move in the world, woven within myself.
Kind of sounds like you do have the words for it.
Maybe. You have to know who you are before you can understand how to be other people. I just don't. I don't know how to get there.
Girl, you've been here before.
Moi, j'ai pensé un peu. And I read, unlike some people.
Pas qui t'aime frapper Melanated. I don't know much about being an artist, but you'll be a great one someday.
I know. Oh, and I won't forget to mention you in my Tony acceptance speech. And finally, I want to thank my big sister.
Not time yet. Listen, I know how you get when you really care about something. Your drive is one of the best things about you, but you have your whole life to get to who you want to be. Don't miss out on the journey, worrying about the destination.
I won't.
Okay, I'm done.
Older sister goes to the speaker and changes the song. As she does so, the lights expand to bathe the whole entire stage in the warm yellow. Recognizing the song, next song, she exclaims,
Ooh, this is my song.
She begins to dance very badly.
Yeah, I'm glad you went with teaching.
Oldest sister scoffs at her and pulls younger sister up to dance. The two begin to dance very badly at first, but move into a mixture of compa and twerking. Enter mother.
Are you dancing or are you getting ready? Because you're going to be late at this point. And it's early. Who are you on the phone with?
While mother speaks, after handing on the jar, older sister ceremoniously turns, acknowledges the candle, and exits. As she hands on the jar, lights change back to blue, and there is heavy silence left by the music. An turns to face mother.
I'm not on the. Sorry, I was just greasing my scalp.
The two lock eyes for a beat.
Okay, I'll be in the car. 5 minutes.
An moves center stage to an imaginary crowd.
And finally, I want to thank my big sister. You were the best sister I could have ever asked for. I'll never forget the times you'd grease my scalp and teach me about life. Obviously, you're still teaching me. So thank you for letting me be your first student. Your legacy will live on through your wisdom, through your terrible dancing, and through me. I miss you.
An puts down the jar and grabs her backpack. With one last look at the scene, she exits the stage. The audience is left with a scene bathed in blue lighting, the lit candle flickering eerily for a few beats, and then a fade to black. End.
Thank you guys so much. That was beautiful. Our next piece is The Mother, the Child, the Man in the Hat, and the Sax by BK. Trigger warnings include reference to war, minor gore, and death. Mother 2 and 3 will be played by Zavi. Mother 1 will be played by Sidi. The Child 2 and 1 will be played by Kendra. The Child 3 will be played by Cyril. And stage directions will be read by Kara.
A bell rings, and the dancers, the mother, the child, the man in the hat, and the sax come into frame. The sax begins, and each moment overlapping, the dancer, the mother, and the child begin. The sax continues to play throughout, setting and changing the rhythm through each passage. The actors will stand in a tableau. When not speaking, they are interacting in their frame, experiencing joy on their slice of freedom. The man in the hat stands in his frame and never speaks. He appears menacing and big. He's the picture of capitalism, and each time he moves, he grows in power and greed.
Heavy-spirited and aching, we wake weary in the land of men. We yearn for space, for comfort and ease. where privilege and power don't define, we dare fight for and demand redefinition by virtue of marrow, ash, and blood. We struggle and toil for safe space unburdened by intimidation, surveillance, and murder, by men who disregard and degrade our sisters and brothers, where youth transition to elder retelling stories of our generations, of dignified transitions to ancestor, where neither rocket fodder nor acid rain nor mustard gas nor policy or bill or pipeline nor lead pipe poisonings dismember our bodies and minds, where war, terrorism, phantasm, and lies aren't the essence of this existence.
There are memories in time, circumstance and impotence which poisoned you, taught you imbalance was akin to permanence, that scarcity was all you'd ever know, that love was inherently cold. Did you forget your mother? Have you forgotten how you've come to bleed?
We are all children. Mother carried me like her mother and her mother before her. Men have forgotten this. They gained power and forgot that somebody carried them, called them baby. Forget that we were someone's child, that they are someone's child, that we are all children. Carefully and meticulously crafted with care, patience, and sacrifice, this land belongs to its children, those that remember and herald the place from whence they come.
I feel the incessant burrowing and abstraction of my core arterial drain. Men making toxins of gifts I send as offerings. They seep into the lining of my lungs, eradicating all that holds life. The static stench of napalm overpowers the sweetness of violets and bloom. Men corrupt my foundation, my form distorted, transitions.
Witnessing sunsets perceived to be a most beautiful sight, your eyes aren't trained to recognize signs of injury, of trauma, suffering from our torture, the abuse of our land, destroying her insides. We are befouling the support. We, the inflammatory agent of her ecosystem, impede her because of a desire and wanting and unyielding need to be creator, attempting to replicate perfection, deigning to believe that we could ever accomplish or command a presence greater than the universe surrounding us. Our mother grows weary of our mistreatment. We provoke and push blithely indifferent to the tenure of her existence.
Who taught you to hate your mother, to harbor enmity for her children? Guilt torments and hangs on your spirit like a shinigami bound to you until you rot. Remind yourself, I am not of this world, transcending all you know. Amidst the hurt, I still remain. I persist always.
Thank you all so much. Our last piece is God and All Her Children by Anike Shinuga. Trigger warnings include strong language. D will be played by Cyril, Gigi will be played by Fafa, and stage directions will be read by Zabi.
1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Characters. D, a boy too young to know better, too old to get away with it, black, a native. Gigi, a boy the same age as D, black, a transplant. God, a woman older than time, black, a creator. Place, God's front porch, the heat and dread that is the last few months of summer vacation, mixed in with the restless excitement of a new school year. Scene 4, Romans 12:10. Later, night. The block party is coming to an end. The kids have gone home, and all that is left is the parents laughing and talking down the street, much slower and softer music playing. Dee and Gigi lay on the steps of the porch, propped up on their arms. They are looking up at the stars, God's eyes closed. They might be a little high, on life or something just as strong.
Can't see shit.
It's because we got pollution and shit.
I swear we could see the stars last summer.
Those were just airplanes.
I could see something.
Yeah, because it was less pollution.
Damn. How we make all that pollution in a year?
The way niggas be burning gas around here, fuck you think?
They burnt just as much last year. Shit don't make sense.
You can still sort of see something
We looking at the same shit.
right there. You see like the lights.
I ain't seeing nothing but sky.
You ain't looking right.
I'm looking just fine. I don't see shit. You know, I used to want to be an astronaut.
Dead ass.
Yeah, yo, until I saw that one movie when they was in space.
Get the
Nah, bro, that shit was scary. Like, what was it? Fucking
Interstellar.
like niggas would be chilling and then get hit by a fucking asteroid or something.
Interstellar.
Nah, like they was floating and fixing the spaceship and shit.
Interstellar.
Oh, nigga, fuck Interstellar. The one with the white lady in the Michael Oher movie?
The Blind Side?
No, they in space.
No, they in Louisiana.
Nigga, what are you talking about?
The Blind Side.
I'm saying the white lady in that.
In The Blind Side?
No, the white lady is in the other movie.
Wait, what movie?
Nigga, I'm done with you.
How am I supposed to know what you're talking about?
I was just walking you through it. You dumb as hell.
You just making no sense.
A flourish of laughter down the street.
Damn, they still going?
Gigi looks down the street.
Yeah.
They be playing the same songs every year and then be shocked like they ain't never heard them before.
It's like a tradition or something.
Fuck that.
Why are you so anti everything?
What you talking about?
You so negative.
I'm not negative.
You be hating on everything around here.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just sick of it. I've had enough time to start judging. That's all. It's like when you look at the picture for too long and it start getting ugly.
You think that always happens?
What?
You think I'm gonna start finding it ugly around here?
You don't already?
Nah. I remember the day I moved here. We drove past all those painted ladies or whatever they're called, and I thought they were the coolest things I'd ever seen. Because it looked like some shit out of a book or a movie or something. And I said I was gonna live in one of those that one day. And then we turned the corner and it was a bunch of kids running out in the street. I don't remember who. And it was just because I didn't know who they were yet. And their parents yelling at them, but they were also laughing. And I remember how they was smiling and waving at my mom like they knew us, even though they didn't. I guess that it didn't matter though. They was about to. I could never find that ugly.
Silence.
It was Gravity.
What?
The movie with the white lady. It was Gravity.
Damn, you still on?
It was gonna bother me forever. I'm sorry.
Gigi laughs. Easy.
That shit used to seem so cool. Like I used to just see those videos of astronauts in space, just
D does something with his hands. Floating? An astronaut grabbing something? It's not a good pantomime.
shit's crazy.
There's no pollution in space. You can see all the stars from up there.
Must be nice. I don't think I've ever seen a star in my life.
Why don't you go up there then?
Nigga, I'm not trying to die.
It's a movie, yo. That shit don't happen in real life.
Where do you think they got the idea for it?
Their mind.
That shit could happen.
Who cares? We all gonna die someday. You might as well do that shit up in space.
Ah, man. I'll go if you come with me.
Oh, hell no. I'm not going up there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to die by myself.
You know my uncle was an astronaut?
For real?
Yeah. No. He worked for NASA or something.
You went to space?
Nah, I think he just did math or whatever.
Well, uncle.
My mom's brother.
D doesn't know him.
They don't talk.
Why?
Gigi shrugs.
I don't know. He thought he was gonna go to space. Didn't need to worry about what was going on around here.
Oh, you say he didn't go.
He didn't. But might as well have.
Silence.
I don't think I can go to space.
I think if you tried.
You gotta be like an engineer or some shit and like mad smart.
You smart, D.
Yeah, but that's a different breed of
And
smart.
then you a different breed.
But that's like math and shit.
I said you a different breed.
After ninth grade, I was lost.
What you need geometry for anyways?
I don't know. They be drawing graphs and shit.
Nah, that's what the motherfuckers down at Houston do. You gotta take a swim test and do the thing that spins you around.
What
You know the thing.
fuck are you talking about?
You know, like the
A bad pantomime, trying to explain the experience of being in a multi-axis trainer.
like and then like this shit they got at the state fair.
The fucking claw machine?
No, yo, you know what? Never mind.
All you gotta do to be an astronaut is go down to the fair and swim some laps, then send me to Houston, yo.
Why don't you want to go to space?
Told you, I'm not trying to die by myself. Why don't you want to go to California? You never said how the meeting went.
It was fine.
That's it. It was fine.
Just a bunch of niggas in suits talk around me.
Something's up, Dee can tell, but he doesn't push. God opens her eyes, looking up to the stars.
You could see the stars if you wanted to.
You high as shit.
Shut your black ass up. I'm trying
Talking
to
like fucking
for
Shakespeare.
real. Shut your high ass up.
You thought the one talking about stars and shit.
Who was the one who started talking about fucking space movies?
Ace, not fucking Romeo
Ain't
and
nobody
Juliet.
said some shit about them either.
Therefore, I know head ass.
I'm just saying, you gotta stop doubting yourself. For real.
Thanks, G.
You know I love you, bro.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
The block party has finished. The remnants of conversation mix with the silence of a summer night. Gigi and Dee look at the stars. God looks down at them, smiling to herself. The lights fade.
Thank you guys so much for this programming that ends our formal program. We are going to take a brief break and then be right back for our community conversation. All right, we are back and with our special guest speaker for today, Tim Fielder. Tim, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. It's interesting. It's interesting being with you young folks. Thank God.
Of course. So I'm just going to start off by reading your bio. Tim Fielder is an illustrator, concept designer, cartoonist, and animator born in Tupelo, Mississippi. I'm sorry if I butchered that.
It's Tupelo. No worries.
Tupelo, period.
Yeah.
Thank you. And raised in Clarksdale, Mississippi. He has a lifelong love of visual Afrofuturism, pulp entertainment, and action films. He holds other Afrofuturists such as Samuel R. Delany, Octavia Butler, Pedro Bale, and Overton Lloyd as major influences. Do you have anything else that you would like to share as an introduction for yourself before we get started?
Yeah, I guess I found that I'm known for this book here, Infinitum and Afrofuturist Tale, and that book there, Maddie's Rocket. Book 1, I'm working on books 2 and 3 now, and I'm also in the Afrofuturism show, that one there, at the Smithsonian, Afrofuturism, a history of Black futures. And I'm also known for being my career really broke at last year's Carnegie Hall Afrofuturism Festival.
Awesome, that's amazing. With that, let's just jump right into our conversation. So the National Museum of African American History and Culture defines Afrofuturism as follows. Afrofuturism expresses notions of Black identity, agency, and freedom through art, creative works, and activisms that envision liberated futures for Black life. Can you expound upon this definition and talk to us a bit about how your history with Afrofuturism and creating art from an Afrofuturistic lens?
I could expound on it, but I can't expand on it. And the reason why I say that is because, my perception of what Afrofuturism was, I'm 57 now. And when I started technically as an Afrofuturist, I was about between 12 and 14 years old. My oldest brother who was going to Howard University and was studying Black aesthetics in the film department there, would come home every few months, and he would blow our mind with facts that we didn't know in Mississippi. You know, they don't tell you that the Egyptians are Black back in 1970, 77, 78. They don't tell you that. The Egyptians are Black. Oh my God, because you're thinking, Cecil B. DeMille and Charlton Heston. So it's that, and then I was doing this character called the Master, which I was heavily into Star Wars. So I was thinking sword masters, this older white gentleman, right? And he was like, well, what are you doing? What are you saying by making this character the master? But I hadn't even considered, because I was somewhat 12-year-old kid who just, even though I was doing superhero characters, race was not a primary focus, even though my primary character was this Black character based on Jim Kelly, I call Thunderstar. But it had such an effect on me, what my brother did, that I actually went all in. And now here we are, 57 years old, and my old joke is, it's made me the wealthiest man on planet Earth. Can't you see?
Period. Well, thank you so much for gleaming into that. I love that. Just being able to have like this reciprocal relationship with your brother, and being able to, take knowledge that he was getting and kind of expound upon it, as we've said. I guess this is a great segue into my next question. Tell us a little bit about your process. Do you create the storylines and then the illustrations? Do they happen in tandem? Kind of what does that look like for you?
They happen in tandem, and sometimes the words come first, and then the images, which that part is really really a processing issue that can be a little bit frustrating, because it's like, oh God, I have these words, I have these concepts, but I'm a visual person, right?
Right.
But then sometimes the pictures come first with no story, which can really be frustrating, because you have these images and you want to know, man, why isn't it telling me what this is about? And but I've had to learn over the years is that these stories take time. So sometimes I've done images which I don't know what it's from, and it'll happen later. Or sometimes I'll have stories that are written, but I want to have visuals for them. So Infinitum, I created, and I came up with the story on a walk with my brother, my second oldest brother, who we used to live together in New York when I was raising my kids. And we were walking to Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem, right? And we lived on 139th, and we were walking down, and I told him about this story that I wanted to do about this immortal, this man who can't die. No matter what you do, he can't die. He keeps living. And I wanted to, and I came up with this idea for three reasons. One, I come from a family of filmmakers, and I'm tired of Negroes dying in film.
Period.
Being, oh my God, they got to be killed, or they're going to be sacrificed. So the white guy, the white woman can have some, right to whatever. And I was just tired of that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something. If you blow this guy's head off, it'll take 1,000 years, but his head's going to grow back. So that is what I've done. And it took, even though that was 2004, 2005, when I came up with that story, it would take till 2000, I guess, 18 when I physically started, or well, 2016 on a story with the New York Times. And that didn't happen, but I had started on it, and I expanded that 28 panel thing into ultimately what would be a 280 something odd pages painted in the computer thing, and it became this massive epic. And I didn't, I didn't realize it would have that much of an impact on the what I would call the Afrofuturist community, but they've taken it on. And the other story I'm doing is Maddie's Rocket. So That's the one that's a little bit of retro to essentially recover the past that was never told for my parents. My dad's 89, my mom will be 85 in December. So I wanted to do something that all of us as people of color have to do when we're telling stories. It's about reclaiming the past that was sometimes taken, stolen, erased from us. So that is what being an Afrofuturist is for me. And I've been doing it so long now, that's all I know how to do. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Right.
Got you, got you. Well, just as you were speaking, this kind of made me think of this question, but I'm hearing facts that your brother got brought home from college, seeing Black people die in media, and then you talked a little bit about kind of reclaiming old histories like from your family. Where do you draw inspiration from? And like how do you sift through what you actually want to use in your own pieces versus things that just move you?
Right. I would love to say that that I, like I feel the South in my heart. I do. And I used to turn away from it because you come to New York, you have the heavy Southern accent. So you try to drop the accent because people are like, oh, he talks from down south. He must be an idiot, which is partially true, but you don't want people to go around calling you an idiot, right? But over time, you begin to realize that everything up north isn't that great. You become immediately aware of that. And then you become aware that you should feel some level of well, I shouldn't say you should, but I have learned the parts that were beautiful. I've learned to hold on to those things. And so they inspire my work. So a lot of my work can have Southern elements. Infinitum has it. Maddie's Rocket has it. The middle grade series that I hope to be starting soon has it. I'm doing an adaptation of W.E.B. Du Bois's The Comet in graphic novel form, that short story. So it's even though that's a Northern story, it still has a kind of a slightly Southern sensibility to it.
Gotcha. Thank you. We will definitely be on the lookout for that whenever it
I
comes
would
out.
love to come back when the book hits.
For sure.
Well, let me clarify. I'm sorry. I'm doing the graphic novel first, and then the artwork will be on display at the upcoming Carnegie Hall festival that starts in January. It'll be on display from January to May of 2024.
Gotcha.
So I am now completely ball trying to finish this book in the next 2.5 months. So yeah, I'm sorry I had to clarify that.
No worries at all. Well, best of luck and also congratulations on that. That's incredible.
Thank you.
I guess that leads me to my final question for today. How have you personally been able to use Afrofuturistic art as a form of resistance, Black resistance against?
Oh man, it's all resistance, isn't it? It's all resistance. It's pushing back, and I mean, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone in this group, but it gives me a certain level of hope that you guys are young and you are finding out things for yourselves. And when I croak and turn into worm food, you guys will still be here, moving that modality forward. So resistance is surviving, but ultimately trying to move from the survival gear to the prospering gear. You know what I mean? So if my purpose here, being a visual Afrofuturist in comics, has only become a viable mode of work just only in the last 4 or 5 years since the Black Panther movie hit. All right. There have been people who've been practicing Afrofuturists like myself for decades before that. But the general, those who were, the handful that were successful, all in the prose industry, right? So you had, Delaney, Butler, Stephen Barnes, but now that's wide open now. So the Afrofuturist graphic novel from a mainstream point of view is very new. It's very new. And so I feel like I'm building the foundation of in my contribution. There are other people out there, operators out there. I'm building the foundation that hopefully you guys will be able to expand from. And when I am, in my 80s, walking down the street with a cane, and y'all drive by in y'all Bentley, y'all gonna have to give an old man a lift. You don't mind?
Definitely. Well, thank you so much. Now, towards the end of our community conversations, I'd like to kind of just open it up for the rest of our actors who are still in the Zoom room. I invite you all to turn on your cameras if you feel comfortable, and just voice any questions, anything that you would like to say in this space. Now's your time to do so.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much
Hi.
to speak with us today. I just had a quick question just about, I guess, your interests. What is your least favorite trope that you're kind of seeing in the graphic novel scene? Or in any
in the Afrofuturist space,
go where the spirit leads. If it's in the Afrofuturist space,
oh
or
wow, that's the first time. Okay, she like, I'm gonna catch him off guard, like a pow right between the eyes. Ooh, my least favorite trope. I would have to say my least favorite trope is probably, this is going to sound so bad and I apologize. I hate young children that go out of their way to disobey and disrespect their parents. I'm so tired of seeing that. I'm like, are all young kids idiots or buttheads? What is going on? Don't go in there, because if you go in there, it's going to destroy the universe. Don't do it. Oh, I don't believe, no, let me just go do it anyway. And then the world gets destroyed. Well, and now they learn the lesson, but everybody's dead. So I'm like, they told you not to go into the room. So I would like to see a story about a smart young child, middle grade or young YA, who has agency that actually respects their parents. Just a pro tip. Please, God, I'm talking to y'all. Please. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. That wasn't
okay.
Yes.
By the way, a quick thing. I got to do this. So Heather was the one who recommended me for this group. This is a card. My wife, right, has a play coming up called Enough VO5 for the Universe. It is actually an Afrofuturist play about the last 3 Black women on the planet Earth. And it will be performed at Theater for the New City from excuse me. Here, watch this. Don't hold this against me. I need reading glasses. Okay. So November 9th to the 12th, November 16th to the 19th, and November 24th to the 26th. So it's most of November. And my wife has worked so hard at this play. It's a science fiction. And Aixa Hendricks is the main lead, who was in Walking Dead, Dead City. She's in this play, and Malik Yoba is in it as well. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I'm very proud of her. Her name is Melanie Maria Goudreau is the playwright. Heather directed Melanie's one-woman show, Rita's a Goat, about 2 years ago. So I'm just letting y'all know, please, please, please check it out. You'll be entertained.
Thank you so much. Can you say the title of the piece
yes,
again? I'd love to
you
play.
heard exactly what I said. Like, did he say what I thought he said? Enough VO5, like the hairspray, for the universe. Enough VO5 for the universe. So yes, I know that is a pretty insane title, but that is what it's called. I'm sorry, is that upside down? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
There we go. I was
No
wondering,
worries.
what am I doing? Why does it look so hard, difficult to read? So that is it. So I was happy to say that she strong-armed me, and it was willingly strong-armed into doing costume designs and set designs. So it'll be a lot of that Afrofuturist style there. So I'm very proud to see what they're doing.
Awesome. And do you have any other projects or books that you are working on, or any of your peers that are working on, that you would like to plug here?
Yeah. It's very exciting stuff going on right now for myself. Let's see, doing the adaptation of the Comet, W.E.B. Du Bois's The Comet, which will be 120, 130 pages once everything is done. I have a middle grade series that I'm developing, my first middle grade series, which will be near future science fiction, won't be set in the past. Thank God I don't have to draw old cars anymore. It'll be hover cars, right? You know, middle grade joint. I won't reveal the title just yet. I'm going to be doing, how many people here, has anyone read Infinitum? Okay, please go pick it up. You can buy it where all books are sold, and I will eventually be working on a sequel to Infinitum. And finally, I hope, we'll see what happens. I hope to be developing an adaptation of Martin Delaney's Blake. But we will see how that goes. It's a lot of different things happening. In terms of other people, there are people, operators is what I call them, operators in the Afrofuturist community that are always doing books. Megascope, of course, is the, really in the division of Abrams that they do their books as well. I would encourage you guys to check them out. They're the ones responsible for the Butler adaptations. And of course, you have a plethora of Afrofuturist comics that come out from the Black independent comics community. In fact, you could go to almost November. In January every year. Well, actually, they didn't have it last year in January, but they might have it this year in January with the Schaumburg Black Comic Book Day. It's the big comic book convention at the Schaumburg Museum in Harlem. In fact, I believe it's the largest event that goes on there, and all of them are there. Even myself, I do the workshop. So it's a lot of stuff coming. I'm working on film stuff as well with my twin brother, which we will do hopefully before we turn gray. And well, we're already gray, so it's getting a little bit late, but we're hopefully before we're dead, we'll get it out. And very excited about what's happening.
Great. That's very plentiful and amazing. And again, congratulations for all of the
Thank you.
great projects that you're working on. Does anyone have any final questions before we wrap up the show for today? I had one that I wanted to sneak in there before we end it. Oh, does Kara, go ahead, friend. You
Go ahead,
first.
Kara.
Yeah, sorry, I did have one question. Why the comment? I love the comment. I just want to know your thought process in deciding to adapt it into a graphic novel.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And when you guys look at me, I need you. You guys are theater, or you're theater and books? Which one? Both. Okay, good. All right. So everyone here appears to be younger than the age of 30. Is that correct?
Yes.
No? Yes? Okay. So let me tell you something that no one told me when I was your age. It is, I was going to say essential, but I need to make my point. It is a matter of survival for you to apply intent to your career choices. And this is going to go to Kara. This is going to answer your question. Do not just do a project just because, it's just there, I guess I'll do it. Or, they'll hire me just because I'm talented. No, they will not. They will ignore you and look past you and go somewhere else. You must be full of intent. Yes, you must play well with others. You must act like you have home training, right? You must do that. But you also must be full of intent. What is your focus? Why are you doing this project? How does this project help your career? What do you want your career to be in 5 years, in 10 years? Is this what you want to do? Would you like to change careers? Is theater a truly viable way of making a living? Is writing prose a viable way of making a living? What happens if you get a book deal, the advance is horrible, and the book doesn't really sell? Do you stop? These are the things you have to answer while you're doing the work, right? So separately from that, and I say it all the time, but finishing, no one told me this when I was your age. Finishing your projects. It's, oh my God. Finishing your projects, if you finish something and people know that I'm not talking about finishing, leaving it on a hard drive and nobody ever sees it. I'm saying you have to finish it. It has to be printed, published, and put out there for other people to read it. Once you build up that callus, right? You want a big muscle, you got to work out, right? If you do that, it will build up momentum, right? And every time you publish a book, every time you do a play, every time you do a performance, it stacks wins. Even the ones that don't go so well that you call failures are actually the next step to the win. Got it? So, to answer your question, Kara, I, at the age of 40, suddenly realized, oh my God, I have all these drawings. I have one book published back in 1994 before everyone in this room was born, probably, right? I didn't have anything. My bibliography was severely lacking. So I became driven about building my bibliography. The first thing I wanted to show, I could do a big book. The second thing I could show, I wanted to do a book that right there, that could speak to me, my upbringing in the South, and that my parents could see something that was denied them. I would give it to them. And most importantly of all, Maddie's Rocket is in the Afrofuturism book for Smithsonian, and it's in the show. But Maddie is named after my 89-year-old father's great-grandmother. So his great-grandmother is in the Smithsonian. You see what I'm saying? It's the finishing that activates the opportunity. Now, why did I choose to comment? Because at this point, I've established what I can do, right? But now and I'm telling you, this is something that I'm actually doing. I want to associate myself with one of the pillars of Black science fiction. Ah, wow, look at that. W.E.B. Du Bois wrote the comic, which Cherie Renee Thomas rediscovered in the the 90s, and supposedly this thing was lost, but they rediscovered it and brought it back because it was originally published in this collection back in 1920, and so here it is in dark matter, right? I want to adapt it into a visual. It'll be the first time that's ever been done like that. So I got to do a good job and I have to finish. But now I want to try my best to do a job that is worthy of the Du Bois name. You understand what I'm saying? So thank God. God bless Arthur McFarlane II. W.E.B. Du Bois's great-grandson has basically, given me the right to do it. And so I've been working on it. And you see what I'm saying? It's I want to adapt the Forerunner book. I can't adapt any Butler books because they're already doing those, right? Nova, which I was trying to do by Delaney, didn't work out, unfortunately, and I put a lot of time into it. All right, no problem. So now I'm doing Du Bois, and I have the okay to do that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you for answering my question.
Yeah, I'm just saying, don't be an airhead like I was. No one told me this. And what happens, that happens to a lot of artists. They just, oh, I'm just doing, oh, wow. Oh, there's a bunch of people. Let's follow them. Oh, wow, look over there. And you end up wasting time. No, get to the work. Get to the work. All of the writers you guys know and love are known for what? Their body of work. So you got to do your body of work. Got it?
Wonderful. Thank you, Carol, for that question.
Sorry,
I
I know
actually
the
think
answer
that's
dragged on a bit there. Sorry.
no, but I feel like there's a lot of good advice in there. I think at least let me speak for myself personally. Just reaffirming that of like, no, finish the project, get there, get to the end, get to that body, get to that bibliography. I feel like it's something that I needed to hear as an artist. So I did
It's
appreciate that
every day.
tidbit
It's
every
every
day.
day.
Yeah, and with that, I think that's a great closing question. Thank you so much, Tim, for being here, and everybody else, all of my great, wonderful actors. Thank you for allowing us to view your talents. And I'll see you next month. Hope everyone has a
Can
safe
I
day.
say, could I say one thing for 15 seconds?
Of
I
course.
am so proud of you guys. I am so proud of you. Each and every one of you. Y'all have to understand it wasn't like this when I was your age. There was no one else. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't allow anyone to stop you. Keep support each other, right? I know y'all gonna have some beef. That's competition. But support one another. Keep going. Keep pushing this forward. All right.
Thank you. Well, that's all for October's Melanated Monday.